What is up, everybody? My name is Brian, aka the Pace Pusher, and I am here talking about my journey from going 26.2 miles to 100 miles, walking you by week. Today, it's week 1. Let's get to it. Happening, everybody? Thanks for checking this out. Again, my name is Brian, aka on Instagram the Pace Pusher, and I am so pumped to be walking you guys through my journey from marathon running over to ultra marathon running. A lot of people had sent me messages asking me why and how I was going about this process. Somebody suggested I make a YouTube page, so therefore I'm jumping into the YouTube game, creating this page, going to be walking through week by week my training versus what I had scheduled training, how I'm feeling, kind of the whole process. I think there's a lot of chatter about people who do transition from marathon running to ultra marathon running, how to make this transition and how to do it without getting hurt, because going from 26 miles to a 50K, 50 miles, 100K, or what I am doing 100 miles is quite the jump. I have gone from marathon to 50 miles before, didn't get injured, and so I'm kind of really applying those same principles to this, and so that's really what I'm going to be focusing on, is what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and for you guys to take it. I will have a link below that is going to have a complete breakdown of my training log, and so what it'll be is what I've done versus what I had scheduled and a little bit of notes. So take a look at the link below. It's going to give you the opportunity to take a look at the Google document that I have. Share it with who you want, share it with yourself, take it, use it, tell me it's good, tell me it's bad, tell me what I should change, and I'll be able to kind of work through my training plan, and also you'll be able to see how it works. So take it for what it's worth. Kind of want to talk about my goals and why I'm doing this. So one of my big running goals in my life is to complete the Badwater 135, which is a 135-mile race from Death Valley, California up to Mount Whitney. And in order to do that, you really got to build your ultra marathon running resume. It's almost like a job interview to get into this race that pretty much destroys your body. So why am I doing it? It's a life goal of mine. I've always wanted to. I had a couple friends do it. I've had some coworkers do it, and just their experience is something that I really want to take in. And so I am jumping in both feet to the 100-mile world and doing the Keys 100. It is a 100-mile race from Key Largo, Florida down south to Key West, Florida along the beautiful Coast 1 highway. You're running along 7 Mile Bridge. I'm an ocean guy. I love it. I can't wait to do it, but it is going to be hot, it is going to be humid, and it is going to be a challenge. So to go into my goals for this training block, number 1 is to stay healthy and to have fun. I'm an amateur athlete. I'm a moderate amateur athlete. I'm not amazing, but I do it for fun. And so the number 1 thing I want to do is be healthy through this process. You'll hear me talk a lot about maffetone and heart rate training, and I'll do a separate video about my philosophy, kind of where I adopt this, how I adopt it, and why I believe it has helped me for nearly 20 years, knock on wood, stay injury-free throughout my entire running career so far. It has allowed me to enjoy multiple races a year. Last year, 2019, I was able to do all 3 world majors in the United States: Boston Marathon, Chicago Marathon, and New York, which, if you know anything, Chicago and New York are 3 weeks separated. So that was a fun year. But number 1, stay healthy and have fun through the process. Number 2 in my training plan is to just finish. 100 miles is a long way. And I am not too proud to admit that my goal every single race, with it, whether it's a marathon or now longer, is to finish. I think that there is so much that can go good and there is so much that can go wrong with a marathon, an ultra marathon, or any type of training plan, that my goal is always to simply just finish. And so I know as the race gets closer, I probably will put in more time specific goals, but as of right now, I'm training simply just to finish this 100 miler. Number 3, my third goal is to be able to set myself up for a great training cycle for Chicago this year, 2020. I was able to do well in Chicago last year, running a 2:44. And I went back, and when I looked at my training log, I thought to myself, man, there was certain areas that I could have improved. There's certain areas where I could have taken it easy. And then looking at the race, there's always times where you can look at it and go, man, I could have gone a little bit better there. I could have put in a little bit more effort here, where you could have lost a little bit of time. So I'm going back in 2020 to try to do a better time than I did last year. So those are my 3 goals. Number 1, be healthy and have fun. Number 2, set yourself up to finish the Keys 100. And number 3 is to set myself up for a good 2020 Chicago Marathon. So let's talk about week 1 of my training plan. I came into this with a good solid base training. My goals, kind of following the New York Marathon, was to take time off and enjoy a little bit of non-running time while getting myself ready for this 20-week training plan that I have to the middle of May. So I kind of took some time off and then got myself up to about mid-50s miles a week. And so the last week of December, I was able to do just over 58 miles, which is what kind of fitness I'm going into. So I'll do a video kind of about how I do base training, my philosophy on running versus other types of training, and why I believe jumping on the bike is super important to helping your body stay healthy and doing something a little bit more fun. So this week, in week 1, I had 59 to 65 miles planned. I do have a little variance in there for some PM runs, some days where work it has a priority and I need to make sure that I get out to a different area of town a lot earlier than normal. So that's kind of where there's that variance. But what was completed, I did 66.27 miles. A little bit higher this week because I traveled this week for work. I was in the south of the United States for 5 days. And normally I don't run Mondays, as Mondays are always rest day. But I got a running because I was sleeping in a hotel and I had work meetings all day long. And in order to keep myself awake, get a run in the morning. Why not? So this week I ran 7 days, totaling 66.27 miles. And I was feeling actually pretty good. Sleep was a little bit lower than normal. Don't sleep as good in a hotel as I do at home with my family. But body was feeling pretty good. I came off this week feeling super healthy, nothing really weird or nagging. The 2 workouts this week that I'll highlight, because I typically will have 2 a little bit more focused workouts a week, were my Wednesday tempos and my Sunday long Maffetone type run. So Wednesday tempos was a 6 to 8 mile run. I ended up doing just over 8 miles with 4 miles at 6:50 pace, which is my tempo pace at the moment. Finished out with a 6:49, 6:46, 6:51, and a 6:37 mile on those. The nice thing and what you'll see here is that my heart rate was able to drop pretty quickly after I finished those 4 tempo miles. I think that that's a sign that, one, I'm not overtraining as of right now. Yes, it's week 1, but I have built up some mileage. But 2, it lets me know I'm in pretty good shape. And I think that that's one of the biggest keys to this is how quickly does my heart rate get back down to a more comfortable pace. Sunday was my longer Maffetone training. If you're not familiar with Maffetone heart rate, again, I'm going to do a video on why I choose to follow this training kind of philosophy for my easy runs, as well as just to stay healthy. It's helped me stay healthy this far, so why not continue to embrace it? My Maffetone range is 147 to 152, and so I did 20 miles Sunday in 2 hours, 30 minutes and some change, with an average of 7:31 minutes per mile, with an average heart rate of 148. And so for me to be able to stay within my Maffetone range for that period of time was good. I recovered quickly as I was able to go out, get some good hangout time with my family down on the beach. Looked to go surf, so my body wasn't tired. The waves just were bad, so I didn't get any surfing. But it's good to know that I'm recovering quickly. So take a look at the link below. Has the Google document for you guys to be able to take a look at my training plan. If you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to this journey. Marathon to ultra marathon is something a lot of people look at doing. And I just want to be able to share my experience so that way if you guys have any questions, you can move right along. Again, Brian, Pace Pusher. Hit subscribe down below and look forward to talking to you about training week number 2. See you.